5 strange things that only exist in Cuba. Please watch to the end, last part will shock you. Imagine a place where time seems to have stood still, where the past and the present coexist, where the strange becomes the norm. Welcome to Cuba. This island nation is a fascinating blend of rich cultural heritage, vibrant lifestyle, and distinctive features that are uniquely Cuban. Here, the rhythm of life beats to a different drum, where the extraordinary is everyday, where the unusual is usual. So, are you ready to delve into the strange and unique aspects of Cuba? Brace yourselves as we begin our countdown. But wait, before we begin, please subscribe to ensure that you never miss out on any of my crucial stuff. Comment "I subscribe" below and I will personally welcome you to our community. Let's get started. At number 5, we have the stunning pre-1959 American cars. Cuba is a living, breathing museum of classic American vehicles. These colorful four-wheeled beauties adorn the roads of Havana and beyond, serving as a vibrant reminder of a time long past. It's as if someone hit the pause button on the automotive industry in the late 50s and left Cuba in a state of suspended animation, a veritable automotive time capsule. But why are these vintage vehicles so prevalent in Cuba? Well, the story dates back to 1959, when Fidel Castro took power and imposed a ban on foreign vehicle imports. This ban lasted for more than 5 decades, during which Cubans had no choice but to maintain and preserve the cars they already had, most of which were American models from the pre-revolution era. And maintain they did. With limited resources and a heavy dose of ingenuity, Cubans kept these old beauties running against all odds. They became masters of improvisation, repurposing household appliances, farming equipment, even boat parts to keep their cars on the road. These vintage vehicles are more than just a means of transportation. They're a testament to the resourcefulness and resilience of the Cuban people. Over the years, they've become an integral part of the country's identity, a symbol of its history and spirit. Today, these classic cars serve multiple purposes. They're used as everyday vehicles, taxis, and even as tourist attractions, offering visitors a unique way to explore the country. The sight of a brightly colored Chevrolet Bel Air or a sleek Cadillac Eldorado cruising down the Malecón is an iconic image of Cuba, one that captures the country's charm and character. The prevalence of these pre-1959 cars in Cuba is a phenomenon unlike any other in the world. It's a testament to the country's history, its resilience in the face of adversity, and its unique blend of old and new. So next time you come across a classic American car, remember, it's not just a car. It's a symbol of a nation's resilience, a testament to its ingenuity, and a vibrant piece of its cultural fabric. These classic beauties are not just cars. They are a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the Cuban people. Moving on to number 4, let's talk money. But wait, there's not just one type of currency in Cuba, but 2. Yes, you heard it right. In Cuba, they operate on a dual currency system, the Cuban peso or CUP and the Cuban convertible peso or CUC. Now you might be wondering, why 2 currencies? Well, the answer lies in Cuba's economic history. Back in the 90s, during a time known as the Special Period, Cuba was facing a severe economic crisis. To combat this, the government introduced the CUC. This was pegged to the US dollar and primarily used in the tourism industry and for luxury goods. On the other hand, the CUP, or the national currency, is what most Cubans use for everyday transactions like buying groceries or paying utility bills. The CUC is worth about 24 times more than the CUP, creating a significant disparity in purchasing power. This dual currency system has some fascinating implications for both locals and tourists. As a tourist, you'll mostly deal with the CUC, but getting hold of some CUP can give you access to local prices, which are significantly cheaper. The locals, however, face a different story. Wages are usually paid in CUP, which can lead to a lower standard of living given the high prices in CUC. Moreover, this system impacts the Cuban economy in unique ways. It creates a complicated economic landscape where the same item can have 2 different prices, leading to price distortions and economic inefficiencies. Many critics argue that it's a system that fosters inequality, and there have been ongoing discussions about unifying the currencies. However, until that happens, this dual currency system continues to be a peculiar part of Cuban life, adding another layer to the country's rich and complex history. So, when in Cuba, always remember, not all pesos are created equal. Coming up at number 3, we dive into the digital world, or the lack thereof. Brace yourselves as we delve into the intriguing world of the internet, or more accurately, the scarcity of it in Cuba. In this digital age, where the internet is as essential as the air we breathe, Cuba presents a startling contrast. Internet access in this Caribbean island is not as readily available as in most other parts of the world. It's not about just hopping onto a free Wi-Fi network at a cozy cafe. Internet access in Cuba is a commodity, a luxury that's carefully rationed and costly. This limited access to the internet has shaped the daily lives of Cubans in unique ways. It's not uncommon for locals to gather in public Wi-Fi hotspots, creating a sense of community in the digital realm. They huddle around these digital oases, connecting with the world 1 megabyte at a time. But how do Cubans navigate this challenge? Necessity, as they say, is the mother of invention. Cubans have come up with ingenious solutions to stay connected. There's the El Paquete Semanal, or the weekly packet, an offline internet system where digital content like movies, music and news are collected on hard drives and distributed manually. Imagine an entire week's worth of the internet hand-delivered. Cubans have also developed local networks or street nets to play multiplayer games, chat with friends and even date. It's a fascinating blend of the old and the new, a testament to the human spirit's resilience and adaptability. But change is on the horizon. With the advent of mobile internet in 2018, more Cubans are getting online, albeit slowly. It's a step towards digital inclusion, a glimmer of hope for the Cuban people to join the global digital community. In Cuba, the internet isn't just a click away, it's a journey. It's a story of survival and innovation, a tale of how a nation navigates the digital divide. Here, the internet is more than just a tool. It's a symbol of resilience, a beacon of change. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing, drop a quick "I subscribe" down in the comments, and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. All right, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Number 2 on our list takes us on a culinary adventure. Welcome to the world of paladares. In the heart of Cuba, a culinary revolution is brewing, and it's happening right inside the homes of the locals. These are the paladares, home-based restaurants that are as much a part of Cuban culture as cigars and vintage cars. The story of paladares began in the 1990s when the Cuban government, in a bid to boost the economy, allowed private citizens to open their homes to serve meals. This was a significant shift from the state-run eateries that dominated the culinary scene. The idea was simple. If you had a home, a kitchen and a knack for cooking, you could open a paladar. Since their inception, paladares have transformed the dining landscape in Cuba. They offer an intimate dining experience, often with just a handful of tables tucked away in living rooms and patios. The menu? A delightful spread of home-cooked Cuban favorites, each dish a testament to the rich culinary heritage of this Caribbean island. But paladares are more than just home restaurants. They're a canvas for Cubans to express their creativity and entrepreneurship. Many paladares owners have taken the concept to new heights, offering gourmet menus, employing trained chefs, and even hosting live music. The result is a vibrant and diverse culinary scene that's putting Cuba on the global gastronomy map. Yet, despite their evolution, paladares have stayed true to their roots. They still provide a unique window into the Cuban lifestyle. The warm hospitality, the love for food, and the sense of community that's so intrinsic to this island nation. In Cuba, dining at a paladar is not just about savoring delicious food. It's about immersing oneself in the culture, sharing stories with the hosts, and creating memories that last a lifetime. It's about the people you meet, the conversations you have, and the friendships you forge over shared meals. So next time you find yourself in Cuba, make sure to dine at a paladar. It's an experience that's as unique and unforgettable as Cuba itself. In Cuba, dining is not just about the food, it's about the experience. Finally, at number 1, we have a truly unique Cuban tradition, the cigar factory's reader. This might sound like a scene straight out of a novel, but in Cuba, it's just another day at work. In the bustling cigar factories, there's an age-old practice where one person is designated as the reader. Their job is not to roll cigars or to manage the factory floor, but to read. Yes, you heard that right, to read. This tradition dates back to the mid-19th century when literacy rates were low and the factory workers wanted to be informed and entertained. They pooled their money to pay someone to read newspapers and novels aloud during their long, laborious shifts. Over time, the role of the reader evolved, becoming an integral part of the cigar-making process. It's not unusual to hear the reader recite anything from daily news to classic literature. This tradition has not only stood the test of time, but has also become a cultural hallmark. It's a testament to the Cuban people's love for knowledge and their knack for turning the mundane into the extraordinary. The readers have given the workers a chance to broaden their horizons, learn about the world, and engage in intellectual discourse, all while meticulously crafting the world's finest cigars. In Cuba, even a day at the factory can turn into an intellectual feast.